great thematic sessions. So I will invite from the floor Ms. Sascha to give the thematic session for marine and plastic pollution. Go ahead, thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. Very nice to have Executive Director Erik Solheim with us today. We have been working very hard. We had a very interesting session on marine litter and microplastics. We learned that about 80% or so of the marine litter comes from land-based sources. We discussed a little bit the non-land-based sources, but we really focused mostly on the land-based sources, of which plastics are the biggest problem. Plastics are made of fossil fuels, and these plastics then turn into microplastics when they are put into fleece clothing and we wash them in our washing machines, when we use them for our tires, and they come from the tires and the driving, even when you have an electric car, unfortunately. They come from packaging wastes, plastic bags and straws and cups and bottles. Many of these plastics contain hazardous substances, such as endocrine disrupting chemicals, which we know particularly can impact on our endocrine system and are also being looked at in the air in the light of breast cancer and other cancers, which are linked to hormones. And so these endocrine disrupting chemicals then enter into the fish when the fish get these plastics in them, and we then eat these fish. So it all comes back to us. So it's a really, really essential issue that we address here at UNEA, and that there's a draft resolution from Norway. And so we also had some really great examples from, for example, the Break Free from Plastics Coalition, and some work they had been doing in the Philippines, where they had collected waste on the beach and then identified the names of the producers of that packaging and of that waste, so that you can try to go and speak to these producers and ask them to take responsibility also for that waste. So I have 3 questions to you, which came from 3 of our key messages. 1, what do we do with the marine plastic litter when it is collected? Can we call at UNEA to not go for incineration? We have many problems with municipal incinerators. Often when they burn plastic containing waste, which is chlorine-based, they will continue to emit dioxins, which will then spread further into the food and into the water and the soil and to the people. So they also give the wrong incentive. So can we do something about a message on not going for incineration as a false solution? What we really would like you to answer maybe is, how can we close the tap at the source? How can we stop the use of plastics in areas where they are not absolutely essential? So can UNEA call on all local and national governments to ban single-use plastics, as Kenya has done, as you just told us? And can we ask corporations to commit to phasing out plastics in their products? We had an example today of menstrual hygiene products, and many contain plastics and contribute a large deal to the waste problem of municipalities. And it's also not good for women's health. So then finally, my last question, can UNEA lead to a global binding framework, maybe such as the Montreal Protocol, which you also mentioned, to solve this marine litter problem? And can we make sure it is based on a human rights approach, on extended producer responsibility, and with a financial mechanism? We need to get taxes from the fossil fuel sector to help clean up this problem. Thank you.